Hey everyone, it's David here. So I have a question that's been asked to me that I want to go ahead and answer, and it is, how do you keep somebody in state funds from getting a verbal yes to getting the contract back signed? How do you keep your percentages up of getting a high amount of contracts signed? And I'm going to give you 3 steps. Step number 1 and 2 you're going to probably see right now, and step number 3 you're going to see it. I'm going to talk to you about at the end of the video. And step 3 is the biggest one. But before I get into this, if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the link down below. Go ahead and subscribe. I give out freebies. I'd love for you to be one of my lucky winners. Click the notification link with it because that's just as important. And let's go and get into the video. So the first one I have is you have to be able to be willing to work the business. If you cannot work the business, you're not going to get anywhere. And this is video after video. And a lot of my intro videos, I would say, okay, go and spend 10 calls a day, 50 calls a week, 200 calls a month. If you get a hold of 200 people and you're not doing a deal, there is something majorly wrong. But I'm going to go lighter than that. I'm going to say 30. 30 tends to be the number that I see that's magic for me in this business. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you've tried 30 people and you get a hold of nobody, there's something wrong with your skip tracing. If you've gotten a hold of 30 people, which is a good monthly goal of actually talking to 30 people, you should have a minimum of somewhere around, I would say, if you get 10% of the contracts, that's low. You should have more like 20. That would be somewhere between 3 to 6 contracts minimum. More like 8 or 9 and possibly even 10 would be, so about a third of the deals you should be getting would be more feasible. Yesterday I called a guy who spoke only Spanish, and we were on one of our live warrior trainings. So this guy spoke only Spanish, and I said, who's on the call that speaks Spanish? And one of our scalers, Rose, says, I speak Spanish. So I literally put her on the call and get her talking to this guy and translating. The guy wants more information. He kept on saying, no, I paid value for my house when I closed my house. And I came back with no, when the house sold at auction, and I gave him the date, the time, all the information he needed, the address, and his son got on even, and him and his son and I talked, and I even shared with the son, I said, okay, this property went up for auction, and this property sold for over the asking price at auction. That means those funds, unless there's any other liens or anything that are on the property, those go back to you. Again, where I'm going with this is that might be a deal, but it's not a deal that happened yesterday. The dad wants to see the paperwork, he wants to see the information, he wants some more information. So I can't just hang up the phone and say, okay, great, I have a deal here. I might or I might not. But if I don't call this son back, and by the way, the percentage of people that will only call someone once and that's it, I don't understand that. I do understand that because that used to be me. You are leaving tons of fragments behind for people to pick up and run with your business and be able to pick up and close deals. Okay, so again, you have to be willing to do the work. So that may be one of my 33% or 1/3% that I'm talking about, but it may not be this week. It may be in 2 or 3 weeks. I get them the paperwork. I continue to have a conversation. I will say, with that being said, I'm giving you a lot of information here. Okay, the second issue that I see that is very important in this business and that people leave out, and it's number 2, is personality. Okay, you've got to be able to have a personality in this business. And what do I mean by personality? You can't be a clown. You can't be funny. Like for me, I have to be able to stick to data. Data is my saving grace. When people say, who is this? How'd you get my info? What is this? Well, I'm David. I work with this corporation. I do this for a living. I was assigned this file. That script is going to be your save, and that's in my personality. And you've got to be able to relate. Sometimes people get on the phone with me and they start telling me how it was their ex's fault, and I don't say, oh, that ex sounds like a jerk, and I don't contribute to the gossip. Meanwhile, if I don't somehow keep this person engaged with my personality, I'm going to lose them. And if someone starts a story with you, they're usually going to do a deal with you. And if they say, yeah, my ex screwed me over, they told me they were making payments and they weren't, heard that before, I'll just say, oh, wow, that sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. I've just sympathized with them. I've given them some information. I've come across a little bit like, wow, like I've given them a little bit relating and a little fuel to keep on going on. And that's personality. When I have my personality and I go in and I talk to someone with my personality, that is the biggest part of the business. And you've all heard my script before. Hi, this is David. I'm with JD Vista. I was assigned this file. And again, you break it up in fragments of a sentence, and you save bits and pieces until they move on. And even now, I sometimes will make a mistake and I talk too much. And people will hang up on you. If I say, hi, this is David, you have funds, you have these, my company recovers it, we do this all the time, I'd like to get you paid, by the way. And that's all in one breath. People are going to say, what the heck, and they're going to be done with you. They're going to totally hang up on you. And really, I don't blame them. Like, when I do that with people, I deserve to be hung up on, versus, hi, this is David Church, I'm trying to reach John Smith, pause. John is always the name I like to go with, pause. Hi, Mr. Smith, did you know that the property at 123 Main Street went up for more than the asking price at auction, and that you may have funds available? Pause and see what he says. And a lot of times they'll say, no, I didn't know that. And then, who is this? And what are you about? Or, did you know there's a bank account from 123 Main Street belonging to your dad, Robert Smith, and Robert Smith let this account go, and it's been dormant? And pause and see what he says. And what do you want out of it? Again, people want to know, and you're gonna be dodging bullets from these people. They want to know who you are, but you want to let them shoot the bullets, dodge. You don't want to give them the ammo. You want to let them fire it. And I love that saying. I say that because it's huge in this business. If you're trying to sell yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you let someone else kind of question, like, hey, who are you and what's this about, it's going to be a lot further. Now, the third step, and this is one of the biggest things, if you want to ever scale your business, if you ever want to start your business and you have not been able to do this, and I've said this before in videos, this is probably the biggest. And when I say the biggest, it is the biggest one of all that I could say. Stop looking at yourself as having to call someone, having to get someone funds, having to get paid for the month. You need an extra $5,000 or $10,000. There's so many leads out there that's so doable. I mean, I've had people. I had a first time gal email me. It came in at 325, and this is on April 15th. It came in at 325 yesterday on the 14th of April, 2021. She just got a $17,000 deal. I had someone else who just got a $20,000 deal. I've had other people get deals this week. There's plenty of money out there to be able to get deals and secure deals. Past funds, current funds, funds coming in, overages. There's so many out there. You have to stop looking at yourself as, if you sit down and say, okay, I have to make 10 phone calls and I have to do this, you're punishing yourself. And if you're working a full-time job and you're coming in with that attitude and you're coming in saying, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, you're totally punishing yourself. What I started doing was I stopped looking at, okay, David Church has to be able to do this. We're blessed to have a great staff and great people all the way throughout. I think all of us, and I speak for all of us, is what's in it for me, what's in it for them, and we are in helping people business. And what we do is we help other people. What I'm doing is I'm helping people get money that they did not know they had. I don't want to be stingy. I do 30%. I think that's fair. If it's a really high amount and they think 30 is too high, I have that happen all the time. Some of you have heard that on my Monday calls. I will negotiate and go down. I do have a percentage that I will go down. I won't go any lower than. I do like a certain minimum. But you need to start looking at yourself as you are in the business of helping other people. When you look at yourself in that, and you can see yourself in that business, your surplus fund business will literally soar to the next level. You will be so much better off than what you were before. So stop punishing yourself. You get home from a hard day of work, you're trying to do a certain business, you're trying to do a side income, and you come in, you say you have to do something, or you have this fear of doing it, and you're looking up numbers and you really don't want to do it, well, you're punishing yourself. But if you want to be able to create a side income and generate that could lead into a full-time position, and I've got people. Like when we first started Surplus Funds, I had people that hit the $10,000 club, and it's like, okay, wow. And then I had people hit I now have person after person hitting the $100,000 club. I have people that are making six figures a year by doing this business. I have people that just do a few deals a year, and they're making like $30,000, $40,000 a deal, and they're doing one every few months, and they're just working it because they're looking at the larger ones, and they've learned how to find people. And this is insane. I have a music minister in Florida who's doing this on a regular basis. He's in one of my other YouTube videos, and he just does these once in a while. He actually bought the course, did nothing with it. His wife said, okay, you're not making it, you're gonna have to go get a job. He then pulled this up and started doing this course. He loves it. It's so rewarding when you have someone, when you've changed somebody's life because you've given them money. There is no greater feeling in the world than knowing that you've helped somebody. And I love that business, and that's why I love this business so much. Hey, one more time, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the subscribe. I may give a free course. I may give a free coaching session and thumb drives, mini courses. I give out stuff all the time. I'm going to be doing a live Monday training again at the end of this month, and where I'm calling people live, and I'd love for you to be one of my lucky winners. Second thing, click the notification link with it. That way, whenever I'm doing something, you'll get notified of the videos. So thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you around. Thanks a lot.